What's up, everyone? Mike Ellak here, your local realtor with another local small business spotlight. Today, we are talking to Zach from Distant Mountain Bread and Coffee. Mike Ellak here. Today, I am with Zach Greenlee, owner of Distant Mountain Bread and Coffee. So this is a new up-and-coming business. I was very excited. Zach actually reached out for my podcast that I do with my buddy Eric for Contagion Effect and had some questions. And then when I found out and I was starting this, I was like, Zach, can I get you on the show to come talk about Distant Mountain? And I think you're all right with it, right?
Absolutely.
You're here.
Yeah,
That's a good start.
absolutely.
All right. So, Zach, it's easy to just say, hey, tell me about Distant Mountain. So, let's talk about the origin story, right? I mean, that's big in the Marvel universe right now, right? Origin stories. What's the origin story behind Distant Mountains?
So this started when Elizabeth, my wife, and I were working as missionaries in West Africa at a mission hospital, and we didn't really have access to food that you would normally have access to at a grocery store and that sort of thing. So we really had to make our own bread. Ran out of coffee really fast, and I actually sent a message back home asking friends if they could send me coffee, and a bunch of paramedics I used to work with got together, sent me, a huge box of probably 10 pounds of coffee.
So are they sending you beans or
Yeah, coffee bean,
okay,
like actually, roasted
roasted
coffee.
coffee beans?
At the time, I was drinking, my favorite coffee at the time was at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought that was the best coffee in the
Right.
world. And they sent that to me. Then I saw how much it actually cost them to send the coffee to me. It was $150 to send the box to me. And the coffee was,
Wow.
small part of the cost for them. So I was really grateful for this, but I knew this is not going to be sustainable. We're here for a long time,
Right.
and I can't ask people to send me coffee every couple of months. So after we went through that coffee, I started kind of hiking around the area around
In West Africa.
in West Africa,
Okay.
yeah. And there were coffee trees all over the place, and I didn't even realize it. I'd been there for months, and I didn't realize I was surrounded by coffee trees in this kind of tropical mountain area. So
So there was no other coffee business in that area at the time.
no, I mean, business is shade tree type business anyway.
Right.
So it's if they could have made a living off of selling roasted coffee, I'm sure they would have. There are a few people that do up in the mountains in that area, but anyway, so I ended up ran into one of the farmers, and I said, hey, I want to get this coffee. I want to learn how to roast it. And I had the opportunity to go to a coffee farm in a city called Palame, which was not too far away, and
Okay.
learned how to harvest coffee and roast coffee from that guy. And I started kind of experimenting with roasting my own coffee. And Elizabeth was at the same time having to figure out how to bake bread. She's always been a great cook. She used to
Right.
do professional cake design and that sort of thing. And she's a great baker. Bread really wasn't on her radar for a long time. She was mostly into pastries, but we were having to make bread regularly, and we started experimenting with different kinds of bread because everything grows a little bit differently depending on where you are,
Right.
and the bread rises differently depending on the kind of yeast you're using, and
Well, even elevation, right?
elevation makes a difference. The time of year makes a difference. So especially when you don't have any climate control in your home, and it's 98 degrees, 98% humidity, the opportunities for experimentation are numerous at that
Right.
point. So she started with a group of 4 or 5 Togolese teenage girls and started bringing them to the house and baking together. And they were kind of using it as an opportunity to get to know each other and help us kind of get to know the community. And she was baking a different kind of bread every week.
Now, what was she actually baking it? What, like an actual oven?
Yeah,
Or
we had a propane oven.
okay, you did have a propane oven.
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
propane oven, and but we did all sorts of different breads, and we had breads that we could make on a stove top, and that sort of thing too. Breads that you could make over a wood burning fire, and so we experimented with all these different kinds of bread and found out, look, we really enjoy this, and this is something we would like to bring home with us for the purpose actually of supporting what we were doing in Togo
Right.
already. So when we got back home, where the plan was while we were there, roast coffee and bake bread. We hadn't really visualized how exactly that would happen. We got back home, we've been playing with the idea for a couple of years, experimenting with all sorts of things, and I continued to roast coffee quite a bit.
Mhm.
And
Now, were you still bringing it in from West Africa, or were you pulling
no,
that?
coffee's really hard to get here.
Oh, is it?
Most of that coffee sold in the commodity market, so
Okay.
it's smoking for it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have to buy it from importers. I'm still working on figuring out a way to get coffee tokens.
Right.
Get coffee.
Well, I mean, then it goes back to your origin, right? That'd be pretty cool.
Working within the community that we actually don't have
Exactly.
coffee would be
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah.
And so that we started a small prosthetics program for amputees while we were there, and I wanted an opportunity to continue to fund that. I was hoping to fund it through coffee roastery and bakery,
Hmm.
and that idea has kind of morphed over the years as kind of some roadblocks with continuing in the prosthetic area, and I was asked to start leading teams with international healthcare ministries to other areas. And so that means a lot of time away from my regular job as a PA
Right.
and more time traveling to different parts of the world doing medical team trips.
Yeah, you just came back from Chile?
I just got back from Chile.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
Uganda in August.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of these countries that I'm going to be visiting are coffee growing regions. So I'm
Right.
going to be able to start bringing back coffee from these areas and making local
So
connections.
maybe the commodities thing, you can get around it some way.
Yeah, and
We're not saying anything illegal.
yeah, I might be able to find somebody that can actually sell
Yeah,
direct.
because Chile has a pretty good coffee industry, right?
No, I north of Chile does.
North of Chile, okay.
Chile's not quite in that tropical between the tropical Cancer tropical cap
Okay.
area.
There's some good wines though in that area.
Sure are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
mountains
would,
out there.
yeah, I would love to have some of the wines from there. I'm a wine guy, so
Oh, man, it's worth traveling to Chile. That place is
yeah.
amazing.
Well, I've had a couple people that went there. Actually, a restaurant in Modesto, one of the owners ran a Japanese restaurant. He was actually Chinese, and he went from China to Chile because the moving from China to Chile was easier, and then came from Chile to the United States. So that's how he had, yeah. So that was his route to the U.S. But pretty amazing. All right, so amazing story, right? From where you guys started. So where are we now? We're obviously not in the building right now, unfortunately. So where are we now? Where's Distant Mountains now?
So I'm selling that. So we have a cottage roastery bakery built into a unit behind our home.
Okay,
And if the bakery's built, the coffee roastery's built. I'm selling coffee online, hoping to work my way to the farmers markets and everything this summer.
okay,
But mostly just do subscription coffees and fill online orders. And the bread is soon to be coming. Working on the licensing with the county for getting our bakery up and
right.
going so we can start selling that way as well. Um, but so pretty much everything we do is based on online business.
So
So
all right, Zach, what was your website for
distantmountains.com.
distantmountains.com? I'll put that right here, right above us. And then I'll make sure I get your Facebook. I know you have a Facebook and an Instagram. We'll make sure we also get those posted on here so everybody knows how to get a hold of you. I did see something when I was looking at your website. You guys offer a subscription service, which I think you just talked about.
Mhm.
Saw there was some extra treats right now, or is that over?
Yeah, we were. So all of our subscribers, every once in a while, we'll send a little extra treat out for
That's
our
awesome.
subscribers just until we can kind of get the business fully up and running.
Okay, okay.
So
I know. I was talking to Zach before. My wife we have a whole coffee section over here. Well, I guess I can't call it coffee, right? It's espresso. She has an old espresso machine. So are you going to work your way there? Or are you just sticking with I know you
right,
got a medium and a dark roast so far? And
we
you
well,
put
I have several roasts. So
okay,
every month I do a different country of origin for a coffee bean,
okay,
and we'll usually run that for 30 days, and then whatever we have left at the end of the month, we'll sell off. It's kind of a flash sale at the end of the month.
right.
We have a house roast, and we call Camp 4. We have a
That is for the restaurant, Camp
it's
4, or is that
no, actually, it's in reference to the camp
okay?
where you sent me.
Okay. Okay. So, and that's what they're referenced to too.
Yeah, it's
The
a good
restaurant.
reference
That,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, and we also have a winter summit blend, so we have a seasonal blend, and
Okay.
we're still working on the espresso blend.
Okay.
That one takes a lot of finesse to
Yeah.
really get together, and I don't want to put anything out that isn't perfect.
I,
So.
I can appreciate that. I mean, I'm like I said with the wine, I would love to start making wines, but I got a long ways to go. So these are your sample packets, right?
These are
These are sample packets. You do get. I mean, I know my wife has a package. You get your. What's the weight on it or size?
So our single oranges come in 12-ounce packets,
Okay,
and our house or our blends, the Camp 4 blend, or some they'll come in full pound
and
packs.
they're all full beans, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Are you going to be? I know we talked a little bit about grinding or
yeah. We will be grinding
okay,
probably by the end of May.
okay, and then selling it like that as well. Even though it's just so much better. I know for my wife, it's so much better buying it.
You should drink it within 30 minutes of grinding it to get
Right,
the best flavor out of
right.
it.
And
So,
I mean, it's like anything fresh, right? It's best
right.
right out.
Yeah, this is like produce.
So do you want to explain? So we have Ethiopia,
So,
and then we have Guatemala.
so the Ethiopia Yirgacheffe is it's your classic micro roaster coffee bean. It's
Okay,
what makes micro roasteries famous is because they take these Ethiopian beans they can really they're really amenable to small batches and because that you can really harness the flavors and really bring out some of the notes that you appreciate about the coffee itself. Like this Ethiopian has really delicious floral and some fruity berry notes to it as well. The Guatemala, I actually didn't set out to make a dark roast, but a lot of people have been asking for dark roast.
right.
I love all Guatemalan coffees. I never had one I didn't like.
Really?
This one I roasted at I don't even remember how many different roast levels, and we were doing cuppings of I think there were 4 or 5 of us that cupped this individually, and every one of us said that dark roast is the best dark roast we've ever had. And I'm not a big fan of dark roast.
Right.
I love this one.
Nice.
It's clean.
That's good if you.
Yeah. And I had a lot of people asking for it, so I finally got to put a dark roast out there. I'm really excited about it because
Okay.
I think it's really fantastic.
So what's the roasting process? So you have some pictures. It looks like you have like a bucket or something, and then is that have a flame that goes into it and kind of cooks up, roasts the
So
bean?
our goal was to go
I'm very ignorant to the coffee world, so that's why.
that's well, some people do roast over fire,
Okay,
and so you'll see the some of the classic roasting methods are going to be cast iron or a steel drum that rotates slowly over a flame, whether
okay,
or electric elements, propane flame, whatever they're using, or natural gas. Um, we're trying to use the most energy efficient method
right,
we can to do this, and also I discovered fluid bed roasting, which is not actually fluid; it's air, hot air being pushed up underneath the beans to keep the beans aloft. And it's really gentle way to roast the beans and really preserves a lot of the natural flavors and really brings out a cleaner cup
right,
than some of the traditional methods. And the traditional methods they turn out amazing coffees and certainly nothing against them. It's just
right,
this is the right one for us. We can do
right.
small
This is the
batches,
way you want to do it.
and this is the way I like the coffee.
Okay,
And I think that it's something unique that not a lot of people are doing right now. And it
it's
is
cool.
catching on. It's gaining a lot of popularity as a
Right.
method. So that's why we really want to find our niche right now.
Yeah, get it.
Everybody else is doing it.
So Distant Mountain Coffee, you got to hit them up, right? We got to. The goal is we do this. We want to help grow his business, show some love to Zach and Elizabeth and their family because beyond this, they're doing some great things. I mean, Zach talked a little bit about it, but this is the mainstay right here, right? And the bread once you guys can get there. So, sir, thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time. I
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.